Los Angeles.
So, thank you for coming. How does it benefit students to have stressed out faculty working 2-3 jobs for low wages?
It doesn't help at all. It absolutely doesn't help. I mean, it makes me sick when I hear these stories, particularly of our part-time faculty who are scraping to make ends meet. And that is not good for them as they're trying to make ends meet. I agree with that.
Humboldt.
If that's the case, then can I ask why we've had such a hard time negotiating to give the CFA the raises that they're asking for?
That's a wonderful question. You know, first of all, I guess I'd like to back up and say when I came into the CSU 3 years ago, I recognized that this system, these campuses, had been through a very difficult time with the recession. I was in the University of California at the time, but also across all of the state. I was in the inland Southern California where unemployment got up to almost 26%, so it was a tough time. When I came into the CSU, the economy was just starting to hit bottom and start to come back up. And so I made a commitment then, and I continue with that commitment going forward, to do everything within my capability to restore compensation and salary to our employees, faculty and staff alike. So we set on a 4-year plan. It was about 8.3% a raise, just across the board, raising the pool of money for faculty and staff. And we're halfway through that with the faculty. Other employees, well, everybody would like more. Other employees thought the idea of having a multi-year contract made a lot of sense. The CFA union leadership thought otherwise on everything, on anything dealing with salary, but everything else was settled out for a number of years. So we approached the budget that is the one for this year with the folks up here in Sacramento, and we're funded at a certain amount, and that certain amount provided $33 million that we could allocate towards faculty salaries and other monies that we allocated and it paid out actually to other employee salaries. It also allocated money for enrollment increases, for our deferred maintenance, for information technology upgrades, and a whole host of bucketed areas, including hiring $11 or $12 million of new tenure track faculty. So we have to live within our budget, just like you do at home, just like I have to do at home. And we have to also balance the needs, the highest priority needs. And compensation is clearly one of them, but unfortunately it's not the only one. And so I've committed to this multi-year plan, and I'll commit to continue this multi-year plan into the future in order to get our salaries to the places where they need to be.
Humboldt, was it a follow-up? Go ahead.
So as far as living within our budget, I understand that the CFA estimates that we would be able to afford those raises within our budget. And I'm wondering, as tuition has been increasing and so our budget has been expanding and administrative salaries have been increasing, can you please speak to how we can afford those increases in administrative salaries and how that is justified while the faculty still does not see those raises?
Yeah, so actually the percentage increase in compensation has been comparable across all classes of employees, from faculty to staff to the MPPs, the management professionals, to the executives that are on a campus or in my building. With one exception, and that is during the beginning of the recovery, all other employees received an increase, but I did not increase any of the president's salaries, nor my salary. And in fact, just to remind you, when I came in, I actually asked for and received a 10% cut in my salary, because I was coming in at the end of a very hard time, and I wanted to let people know that I truly understand the difficulties everybody is in. But the employees that are, for example, fundraiser, deserve as much of an increase in their pay as to somebody who's a faculty member or a staff working service industry or the food services or an accounting or auditor in the law division. I mean, everybody, all our employees are deserving employees, and everybody together creates the opportunity for that interface between students and faculty and teaching, learning, and discovery.